All right, how's it going, everybody? Um, Obviously today we are going to be doing some World Cup talk. Sorry about that. So yeah, Sasuke World Cup, here is everything you need to know, plus some predictions that I have. So to start off, the Sasuke World Cup, the first ever Sasuke World Cup, will be premiering on Wednesday, August 21st at 6:30 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. So, 6:30 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. That is 4:30 a.m. I mean 5:30 a.m. for Eastern Time Zone. In the US, 4:30 Central, 3:30 Mountain, 2:30 Pacific. And in Great Britain, the time would be at 10:30 a.m. East, 10:30 a.m. GMT. I should have been more prepared. I had to just look up those times. I don't know my time zones all that well when it comes to this stuff. I always gotta double check. But yeah, World Cup 1 air date, 6:30 p.m. on August 21st. So format, all this is unconfirmed, by the way. Points are given out based on the number of obstacles cleared and the time. So in stage one, reportedly, everybody runs and the last place team is eliminated. And then those six remaining teams will go to stage two. Two runners per team, and the bottom two teams are eliminated. The final four teams will go to stage three. Four runners per team. Bottom two teams get eliminated. A tiebreaker stage reportedly exists if they need one, and the final stage is head to head between the final two teams at Mount Midoriyama. Winner wins the whole World Cup. So the teams, um, we've got three Japanese teams, which this is something that I believe has never happened in a international special, multiple teams from the same country, the same home country. But Japan Red is the elite team, as in they're the best in Japan right now. We got Yusuke Morimoto, Yoshiyuki Yamamoto, Tetsuya Tada, Keitaro Yamamoto, Ayano Oshima. Japan Blue is kind of um, really notable competitors, maybe some Shinsetai, um, people, who help bring the ratings up a little bit. So we got Yujiro Ishihara, Masashi Kyoki, Hikaru Iwamoto, Mei Watanabe, and Tomohiro Kawaguchi. And then finally, Japan Legend. Obviously, it's the legend of the show's past. We've got Makoto Nagano, Yuka Mizuno, Kane Kasugi, Shingo Yamamoto, and Katsumi Yamada coming back. And the international teams, we also have a team each from the USA, Germany, France, and Australia. USA, we've got Daniel Gill, Jesse Graff, Sean Bryan, RJ Roman, and Joe Moravsky. Germany, Renee Castley, Philip Goffert, Victoria Kramer, Marvin Mitterhuber, and Benjamin Grams. By the way, um, outside, I apologize if I butcher any of these German or French names. I'm not the most familiar with those shows. Um, but anyway, for Team France, we've got Clement Gravier, Moran Jelic, Ilian Sharif, Valentin Descarnin, and Charles Pujad. And Australia, we've got Olivia Vivian, Zach Stoles, Ashlyn Herbert, Saxon Johnstone, and Daniel Mason. So, team thoughts. We'll start off with the Japanese teams first, how I feel about them. Japan Red, they're very well rounded. They're going to do well on every stage and are probably the favorites if everything goes according to plan. Japan Blue, the team is okay, but like I said, it just seems like they're there for ratings. And Japan Legend, let's be honest here, they're probably getting last, but like I'm glad they still made a team with such legendary competitors. I think it's Definitely one of the cool. It's gonna end up being a really cool international special since Japan Legend is involved, even though they're not probably not getting past stage one. And plus, Yuka Mizuno comeback is great. I think it's been 19 years since she's been on any sort of Ninja Warrior show. Um, so that is awesome. International team thoughts. The USA, well-rounded team, lots of experience between the members. They're all, I believe they're all above the age of 30. Besides RJ, I think RJ's in his like late 20s. Don't count me on that. Um, but lots of experience. Daniel's got 12 seasons under. No, he's got 11 seasons under his belt because no season 14. Jesse Graff has def Jesse Graff has double-digit seasons. Joe Morowski's got 12 seasons. RJ's got 7, and Sean Bryan, I believe, has 9 right now. 8 or 9. They're in the upper echelon of teams for sure. Germany might be the most well-rounded team in this whole tournament besides Japan Red. They should go really far. Um, obviously for strength they got Philip. For speed they got Benjamin. Um, Marvin is kind of an all-around guy. He could definitely be a wild card in the competition. Um, Victoria, very strong woman, and Renee is all around one of the best ninjas in the world. France, extremely strength heavy besides Pouchard. They got a lot of star power in France, and they're gonna destroy stage three if they get there. Like I said, everybody besides Charles. We got Clement, Ilian, hell, Moran Jelic. Moran Jelic is very freaking strong. Valentin Descartes, they are all um have something to do with climbing or grip strength. Australia, pretty well rounded. It's great to see Olivia Vivian make her Sasuke debut. Um, might be um, the strong. I feel like she is definitely the best woman competitor ever in Ninja Warrior history that wasn't from Japan or America. And she might even be above a lot of the Japanese and Americans, which she is. I don't know how stage three would go if they make it there though, because I don't. Besides Zach, I think Olivia's got a fair amount of grip strength. Um, Saxon is young. He's all about speed, if I had to guess. Ashlyn is also all about speed, so I don't know how they would do on stage three if they get there. All right. Now the critiques. These are some problems that I have with the teams. Japan, I would have liked to see Miyaoka or June in place of someone like Iwamoto or Tomo on Japan Blue, but I do understand that TBS needs them there for ratings. Also, Mei Watanabe, I have not heard that name in probably about 4 or 5 years now. I I feel like she was on Kanoichi like 9 or 10 or something like that. One of the new ones. Um, but it's great to see Hikari Izumi make a comeback. I mean, not why did I say that? I am tired. It would have been great to see Hikari Izumi make a comeback. USA, I think maybe one or two teens on the team would make it just a little bit better. Have some of that new blood. I think Vance and or Hayden on the team, but still an amazing team nonetheless. Germany, very well rounded, like I said, would be nice to have a little bit more star power. Maybe put like Marie Tans in there. I would have liked to see somebody like maybe Kim Marshner or Jun Kim would be cool to see in place of somebody like Marvin Mitterhuber or Benjamin Grahams. But well, I shouldn't say that because Benjamin Grahams is there for the speed, but Mitterhuber, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. No disrespect. Honestly, not much I would change with the French team besides maybe bring Matthias on for someone else like Descartes because pretty much all the top competitors on Ninja Warrior France, their primary attribute is their strength. So it's not like you can really balance the team out anymore without putting someone in there that hasn't gotten far in their show back in France. So Maybe bring Matthias in for some more star power, but Australia, no disrespect, but like why I don't even know why is Daniel Mason there? I don't even think he's gotten past stage 2 on Australian Ninja Warrior or the teen. He's only been on one season in Australia. Would have liked to see somebody like Bryson Klein or Fred Dorrington or Jake Baker make their Sasuke debut. Um, but I would say Australia is still a good team. They'll probably be really good on the early stages. And now here are my predictions for the Sasuke World Cup. Stage 1. All right. So the course, obviously, it's all but confirmed. It probably is confirmed now, and I just don't know it. That the wing slider is coming back, and the silk slider is finally gone. Can we get a round of applause? Round of applause in the chat. Silk slider is finally gone. But I assume that the time limit will stay the same. Same for the female time limit and over 50 for Japan Legend. For this prediction, each obstacle cleared is 1 point. Finishing inside the time limit is 1 point, and there's a limit of 3 attempts on the Soritatsu Kabe, or limit of 3 attempts on the warp wall for all of you non-Japanese. So Japan Red, here we go. I did this by jersey number, so the numbers in front, they actually have jersey numbers. I don't know what the point is behind them. We have no idea what the role of the jersey numbers are. Maybe they're just there to really make it feel like an actual sporting event. But Japan Red, Yusuke Morimoto, I got him finishing in the time limit. It was Yuki Yamamoto finishing in the time limit. Tetsuya Tada finishing in the time limit. Keitaro Yamamoto finishing in the time limit. And Ayano Oshima finishing in the time limit. So what a way to start with Japan Red. They get a perfect score. They get 45. Now we go on to Japan Blue. Yuji Urishihara, I think he's going to finish in the time limit. It's a pretty easy stage 1. Um, Masashi Hioki as well. He has hardly any trouble beating any stage 1. The last time he fell on one was actually, I think it was 32. I think it's been, yeah, 9 straight tournaments he's cleared stage 1, which that's pretty crazy actually. Hikaru Iwamoto, I got him going on the Dragon Glider. He's pretty inconsistent with his results, even though he did make stage 2 um, twice in a row. I think it was 38 and 39. Mei Watanabe Fishbone fail. I really don't know much about her. Um, I don't remember her doing all that well in Kunoichi. And Tomohiro Kawaguchi, I got him finishing in the time limit. Hopefully his warp wall struggles stay away. Um, or hopefully he doesn't just screw up the Dragon Glider jump completely like he did last year. So that gives them a total of 35. So on to the Japan Legend. Makoto Nagano, I got him finishing, but I think he's going to finish outside the time limit, even though 50 and over. He is still pretty slow, which nothing against Nagano, great competitor. He's just getting up there in age. Yuko Mizuno, wing slider fail. She hasn't, as far as I know, she hasn't done Sasuke obstacles in 2 decades. The course is way different from what it was back in 2005. Yeah, that is 19 years. Okay. So I really don't see her doing all that much, but great to see her out there returning. Kane Kasugi finishing in the time limit. He's still got a decent amount of speed. He cleared in 40. Shingo Yamamoto, Dragon Glider fail. Um, he's gonna have another one of his classic Shingo moments. We'll just put it that way. And Katsumi Yamada, a Twin Diamonds fail. I don't think he's really he doesn't he doesn't have that athleticism to make that transfer whatsoever. So that gives them 28 points out of a possible 45. And now here is Team USA. Daniel Gill, I think he's finishing in the time limit. Jesse Graff, I think she's going to finish, but outside of the time limit. Sorry. Um, Sean Bryan, I think he's going to finish inside of his time limit. RJ Roman, obviously, is going to finish inside the time limit. RJ Roman, I feel like is uh, going to be like the June Sato of this competition. He's going to have absolutely zero problem with stage one, stage two. And Joe Moravsky finishing inside of the time limit. So that gives them only 1 point off of the highest possible score. They get 44 out of 45. On to Team Germany here. Rene Castley, no surprise. He'll finish in the time limit. Philip Gothard will finish in the time limit. Victoria Kramer, Dragon Glider fail. Um, it's actually a lot harder to get through the Dragon Glider as a woman because they're a little bit shorter. The reach obviously isn't there. Um, but let's hope that doesn't happen. But for right now, I'm predicting Dragon Glider fail. Marvin Mitterhuber, Twin Diamonds fail. Like I said, he hasn't done much. I don't think he's gotten past stage two in Ninja Warrior Germany. Um, I mean, the course is a lot different on Sasuke, but I really don't know if skills are going to translate over all that well for him. And Benjamin Graham's finishing the time limit. He is the speedster of Team Germany. So that gives Team Germany 36 out of 45 possible points. On the Team France, Clement Gravier finish in time limit. Not much of a surprise there. Moran Jelic, Dragon Glider fail for the same reasons as Victoria Kramer. Ilian Sharif finished in the time limit. Valentin Descarnin finished in the time limit. And Charles Poujade, he's involved with parkour, and stage one is honestly just like one big parkour playground at this point. So I'll say he finishes in the time limit. And that gives France 41 out of 45. And finally, last but not least, we've got Team Australia. Olivia Vivian, I believe, will finish in the time limit. Same with Zach Stoles, finishing in the time limit. He is definitely the most well-rounded, overall best ninja on Team Australia for sure. So, just making sure my audio's still working, sorry. Um, but Ashlyn Herbert also finishing in the time limit. He's a speedster. Although he did time out on the warp wall in 37, I think that was due to just the course being a little bit wet. Saxon Johnstone, I think he's going to finish in the time limit. Young, he should move pretty good through the course. He's only 19, I believe. And Daniel Mason, Twin Diamonds fail. Like I said, he's pretty inconsistent in Australia, hasn't done much on the Australian show. But that gives Australia 40 out of 45 points. So if you've been paying attention, first, Japan Red, they got a perfect 45. Second, USA, 1 point off, 44. And third, we've got France with 41, followed by Australia with 40, Germany with 36, and Japan Blue with 35. And that means, unfortunately, in my predictions, we say goodbye to Team Japan Legend on stage one. Also, points will not reset after each stage except before the final stage. This is unconfirmed by the show, but it's the most logical way to continue to predict the results here. So those scores will carry over on to stage two now. Course for stage two stays the same, and the time limit will stay the same. Each completed obstacle for this prediction will be worth 2 points. You must finish inside of the time limit. There's no extra points for finishing inside. You can time out or you make it. You must finish inside the time limit on stage two. Only one of the two competitors that run stage two can be used for stage three. And so, for example, for Team USA, if I have like Sean and Joe running stage two, I can only use one of them on stage three. Um, and no women will be running stage two. And Nui hinted that they're going to be on stage three, so we're not making them run stage two here. But Japan Red, we've got Yusuke Morimoto running. He's finishing in the time limit. And Tetsuya Tada, who also finished in the time limit, which gives them, I believe that would be another 16 points for each. So 32 is the highest possible score you can get on stage two. So they get another perfect score and they're up to 77. Team Japan Blue here. Hikaru Iwamoto, reverse conveyor timeout. That will earn his team 12 points. Iwamoto has never gotten past stage two, and it's partly because he doesn't have the speed that is required to get past stage two. And Tomohiro Kawaguchi, I'll say he finishes, given his team 16 points, which adds another 28 onto the score, which gives them a new total of 63 points out of a possible 77. Team Japan Legend is eliminated, so now we move on to Team USA, who are currently second in the competition. Daniel Gill finishes along with Sean Bryan, which gives them a perfect 32 and moves them up, just still trailing 1 point behind Japan Red at 76. Team Germany, who is currently fifth in the competition, Renee Castley finishes, and Benjamin Grahams, I believe, will finish, giving them a total of 68. Team France, who is currently third, we've got Valentin Descarnin running, who I believe he's going to time out on the wall lift. Stage two isn't the most strength intensive stage, and that is what Descarnin specializes in um, as a climber. So that only will give his team 14 points from his run. But Charles Pujad being a parkour guy and stage two just being kind of like another, pretty much a sprint, um, I believe that he'll finish inside the time limit. So that adds 30 and gives them a total of 71 now. And finally, Team Australia, who are currently fourth place in the competition. Ashlyn Herbert, I believe, will finish, and Saxon Johnstone will also finish, giving them another 32, which puts them up at 72 now. So, again, if you've been paying attention, first place still belongs to Team Japan Red, along with USA, 1 point behind them at 76. Australia takes third at 72. And Australia and France will swap places, and France will end up in fourth with 71, which means that we have to say goodbye to Team Germany with 68 and Team Japan Blue with 63. So the final four heading into stage three: Japan Red, USA, Australia, and France. So, course will stay the same, won't be any time limit. Women will be running for each team. And for this prediction, each completed obstacle is 3 points. So the max score you can get is 18, which with four competitors, that would add up to 72 additional points. And the top two teams from stage three will go to the final stage. Japan Red, currently first, starting off with Yusuke Morimoto. I do think that he will be the first person, well, maybe not on this show. They might honestly just save him for last on stage three if Japan Red makes it there, which, I mean, it's pretty much a given that they're going to, given all their star power. But I think Yusuke is going to be one of the few who make it past the vertical limit burst. I do have multiple people making it past. Um, he was probably the closest out of all of those who failed that final little yellow wheel at the end. Him, Keitaro, and Miyaoka. Yoshiyuki Yamamoto, vertical limit burst. He's never tried it in the show before. I'm sure he's trained it outside of the show. But Keitaro Yamamoto, again, vertical limit burst. I think it's really going to be deja vu for him, unfortunately. I don't really have any sort of reason as to why. I just think that Yusuke would be on another level when it comes to clearing the vertical limit burst. He'd be the lone person on Team Japan Red because I have Ayano Oshima failing the Sidewinder. Um, Definitely not the way that she would want to go out if it were to happen, but definitely it's very possible that it could happen. So, and that adds up now to 122 total points. Team USA, who is currently second, got Daniel Gill failing the vertical limit burst. Daniel, I'm not saying that he is like extremely big. He's not Grant McCartney big, but he has a little bit more weight than Yusuke to hold onto the vertical limit burst, and especially uh, by the yellow wheel right at the end is gonna be very hard for him carrying that weight. Um, Jessie Graff, I'm gonna say she falls on the cliff dimension just like she did in 37, and that was with it not moving. With it moving, I unfortunately I can't see a way that Jessie would get past it. Um, Sean Bryan is the one skipped on stage three. So RJ Roman, I think, is a vertical limit burst fail. He does, he has a good height to weight ratio, good strength to weight ratio, which should help him on the cliffhanger dimension. It's very rare that that any ninja will have the grip strength to get across the vertical limit burst, especially that end is just demonic. It's insane. So sorry, RJ. I don't think you're going to be one of the lucky ones that get past the burst. And Joe Moravsky, Cliff Dimension. Um, I'm basing this off of 9 years ago, ANW7, young Joe, Joe Moravsky in his prime, who used the Sasuke technique on the ultimate cliffhanger, and he failed it. So 9 years later, and 9 years older, I really don't think much is going to change now that he is forced to use that technique and it's on moving ledges. So that gives Team USA 118 total points. And Team France, I'm sure you guys saw this one coming. I have Clement Gravier finishing. I have Clement finishing. This guy's, besides Yusuke, he's got the best grip strength out of any ninja in the world, in my opinion. He is insane. He is going to blow away stage three, perhaps even more than Yusuke will. He, I shouldn't say he's going to make it look easy, but he is going to power his way through that vertical limit burst if this prediction ends up coming true. If France makes it to stage three, which I believe they will. Moran Jelic, I got her failing the cliff dimension. Again, moving ledges, that's really hard for anybody, let alone somebody who's a little bit shorter and may not be able to make those moves as easily with the RNG. Ilian Sharif, I got vertical limit burst. Ilian, he has elite grip strength. I'll say that right now, elite grip strength. But he's not quite on Clement's level, and you gotta be on somebody like Clement's level to clear the vertical limit burst. You gotta be up there with your Clement and your Yusuke, and I just don't think he's up there. And Valentin Descarnin, I got him failing the cliff dimension, which gives France a total of 119 points. They move into second place for now, and they knock out Team USA. But that means it'll be Team France versus Team Australia. See who gets that second spot in stage four. Japan Red is already confirmed according to my predictions. And Team Australia, who is currently in third, Olivia Vivian. I will say fails the cliff dimension. Like I said, it's gonna be really hard for any woman, and honestly for most of the ninjas, man or woman, to get past that, given the moving ledges and the RNG. Zach Stoles, I also think is gonna fall victim to the cliff dimension. I really do think it's going to end up being one of those RNG situations like we saw with June in 38, I believe it was. Saxon Johnstone, again, a cliff dimension fail for me. Um, not He's young. I don't know if he has quite developed that vice grip that you need if you want to be successful on any Ninja Warrior show. Don't get me wrong, I believe he made stage 3 in Ninja Warrior Australia, but to get past any stage 3, you need to have elite grip strength. And Daniel Mason, I say, fails the Sidewinder. He is not cut out for stage 3. I'll say it right now. Daniel Mason in no way, shape, or form is cut out for stage 3, which gives Team Australia a total of 102. And that means Team Japan Red and Team France move on to the final stage. And that means we have to say goodbye to Team USA and Team Australia. But here is the final stage. So the course final is going to remain exactly the same. The speed climbing rock wall, salmon ladder jugodon, and Suno Nobori / rope climb. Time limit stays the same at 45 seconds. The climb off, whoever reaches the top faster wins. Matchup, Team Japan Red versus Team France. Team Japan Red, we got Yusuke and Morimoto. Team France, we got Clement and Gravier. The only two, according to my prediction, who will get past the vertical limit burst on stage 3 are now facing off to see who will be the first ever champion of the Sasuke World Cup. And the winner is Team Japan Red. Yusuke edges out Clement in a thrilling victory. Which means that Team Japan Red will be the first ever winners of the Sasuke World Cup. But that is, I'm gonna go ahead and go back all the way to the beginning slide. And if I see anything, and I'm gonna check the chat. If I see anything in the chat, I'll address it. I do not see anything in the chat. So I think that's gonna just about do it for this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, I hope you guys had fun following along, learning some more about the Sasuke World Cup and a little bit um, the rumors of how it's gonna work and hearing my predictions. I want to know you guys' predictions if you guys watch this video post live stream. Um, I want you guys to give your predictions down in the comments below. But with that, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay